Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something really exciting. We are taking a massive stack of heavy technical manuals and coursework and distilling it down into absolutely everything you need to know about the foundational tools of modern factory automation. Specifically, we're talking about the Siemens S7-1200 and the TIA portal. If you've ever looked at a massive modern manufacturing plant and wondered, how in the world do all those complex machines communicate and operate with such flawless precision? Well, you are definitely in the right place. Here's a quick look at our agenda for today. We've got the S7-1200 PLC, safety and industrial automation, the TIA portal software, core programming operations, and we'll wrap up with your automation learning path. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the S7-1200 PLC, the physical foundation. We have to start with the physical hardware because, this is really where the digital meets the real world. According to the official system manual, the Siemens SIMATIC S7-1200 programmable logic controller acts as the central brain on the modern factory floor. It's a remarkably compact device, but it offers a seriously powerful instruction set and expansion capabilities to control just a vast variety of complex automation applications. It perfectly combines a compact design with a relatively low cost, but it doesn't sacrifice any of the computing power you actually need to run these complex manufacturing operations. But as they say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Which brings us to Section 2, Safety in Industrial Automation and the Real-World Stakes.
Look, before we even think about writing a single line of code, we absolutely have to respect the physical reality of this hardware. In industrial automation, the stakes are quite literally life and death. Because of this, the official Siemens manual is incredibly strict. It establishes a very clear hierarchy of warnings, starting right at the very top with danger. Now, danger indicates that death or severe personal injury will result if proper precautions aren't taken. It's not a maybe, it is an absolute certainty. Next down in that safety hierarchy is the warning banner. A warning means that death or severe personal injury may result from improper use, or if those proper precautions are ignored. So it's a slight step down in certainty from danger, but the potential consequences? Yeah, they are equally devastating. And finally, there is caution, which signals that minor personal injury can result if safety guidelines are ignored. While it might not be life-threatening, it's a very clear reminder that this equipment just does not forgive carelessness. So, tying these three levels together, the absolutely crucial point here is that this strict liability means PLC programming isn't just you casually sitting there typing on a screen. You are controlling heavy, potentially dangerous machinery that requires absolute precision. In fact, the manual is super explicit about this. It states that this system may only be operated by qualified personnel, basically people who have the specific training and experience to identify risks and avoid those hazards. With those grave stakes so clearly established, it begs a pretty massive question, right? How exactly do we interface with and safely control this incredibly powerful hardware? How do we give it instructions without putting anyone on the factory floor at risk? And the answer to that is in Section 3, the TIA portal software, our logical interface. Think of it like this. If the S7-1200 is the physical brain and muscle, the TIA portal is the language we use to communicate with it. It specifically relies on the Windows-based Step 7 programming software, which everybody in the industry just calls the TIA portal. The portal bridges the gap. It translates your logical commands into the precise physical actions of the PLC, and it does all of this while strictly enforcing those safety protocols we were just talking about. It's essentially your completely integrated, all-in-one workspace for everything from writing the logic to configuring the hardware to setting up all your network parameters. And what's really fascinating here is how the software handles communication. It leverages advanced network features like Profinet, which is the industry standard for industrial Ethernet, alongside TCP/IP for blazing fast communication. But even more importantly, it requires rigorous access-level protections. The manual strongly emphasizes a holistic, state-of-the-art industrial security concept to keep the whole automated environment completely secure from unauthorized cyber threats. You aren't just programming a machine, you are actively securing a network. Moving right along to Section 4, Core Programming Operations, or Speaking the Machine's Language. So to actually make the machine work safely, you have to learn its highly structured language. Now, the official Siemens manual is well over 1,000 pages long, which, let's be honest, can be completely overwhelming. But instead of drowning in endless documentation, we can use the Coursera Siemens PLC and TIA Portal Essential Syllabus as a really brilliant filter. It just cuts right through the noise to highlight the absolute most essential programming operations you need to know to get started. We're talking bit logic, timers, counters, math, and move operations. Notice how this knowledge builds on itself. It's like stacking building blocks. You start from the simplest positive and negative bit logic operations, basically asking the system, is this switch on or off? Once you master that, you layer on timers and counters to control exactly when and how often things happen. And then finally, you step up to complex math and data movement functions, which allows you to track inventory, calculate motor speeds, and shift critical data across the entire factory floor. It's just a wonderfully structured, logical progression. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, your automation learning path. Going from a complete beginner to a capable programmer. Making that transition from reading a cold, dense manual to actually writing safe, executable code requires a guided journey. And incredibly, that journey takes just 10 hours. The Coursera Essentials course takes all of this vast knowledge and condenses it into focused, modular learning. And it's designed specifically for beginners. You don't need any prior PLC experience, just a basic foundational understanding of electrical concepts. You can literally pull this transformation off over a single one-week commitment. Check this out. You start day 1 just learning the hardware and its absolute limits. By day 3, you're already in the TIA portal, writing bit logic and timer code. By day 5, you're executing complex math operations. And by day 7, you are running live factory simulations. Just as the course promises, you won't just be sitting there reading dry theory. You are going to get hands-on experience with real-world factory automation examples to actually reinforce what you're learning. You'll be using the TIA portal to set up communications, simulate processes, and safely command industrial machines. It truly empowers you with the exact foundational skills that are absolutely required in modern manufacturing today. So as we wrap up this explainer, the entire blueprint is laid out right in front of you. You know the hardware, you intimately understand the safety stakes, you've seen the software interface, and you have a clear 10-hour roadmap to success. The hardware is wired and the portal is open. The only question left is, are you ready to take control?